get started in just a moment. Let everybody else get on board. We're getting started right now.
Hi, this is Dr. Funk, better known as Bruce Lipton in some circles, to suggest that there's a great opportunity for you to make an advancement in your life, to take back power and control the life that you have in this world. It's very interesting that a number of us have all seen the movie The Matrix and see it as a science fiction movie. I'd rather tell you it's a science fact movie. It's basically a story about how we've all been programmed or working for the machine. And the interesting fact about that is it's time to get out of the program. It's time to take that red pill and wake up your consciousness. Because when you wake up your consciousness, you return to the seat of power, the power of who you are, which is beyond belief. Become the person you really can be, the super person, a person who lives in love, health, and harmony, and contributes to the beauty of our world. So looking for...
All right, everybody, we are live. Thank you for tuning in. It's Dr. Kevin Gyurina. It is Tuesday. That means Transformation Tuesday, and that means 5 o'clock you're here on this channel live. And we are learning about the mind, body, and life connections because there is a direct connection. Now, if you are on live stream, not you Instagram, sorry about that, but you just saw the presentation, a brief little presentation by Dr. Bruce Lipton. I'm one of his biggest fans. If you don't know who Dr. Bruce Lipton is, he was on the genetic project back in, I believe that's the 70s, mapping out all the genes in our body, and they found all kinds of things that they were not expecting, and the reality of what this life is changed from that point forward. Now, you may be still stuck because it was taught in our school systems on the old models, not what the new research is talking about, even though this happened 40, almost 50 years ago nowadays. So thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping to wow and delight you. Excuse me. Let me know if the volume is coming through. I don't have the regular microphone today. I'm like a traveling circus some days. Thanks for tuning in. And today, if you saw the title, Changing Your Beliefs, okay? And this comes from chapter 7, Changing Your Beliefs About How You Heal. And what is happening, what you want to know, the main thing that you want to take away from today is that when you can change your beliefs, you can shift your beliefs about what life is, about who you are, about what life is showing you, you change the outcome in which your life is experienced. You can get better results. You can also get worse results, depending on how you're shifting your beliefs. And so let me just pull up an article here I wanted to show you. And let's see here now. I'm going to pull over Instagram here. I want to show this. And so this article comes from Psychology Today, probably the most mainstream, mainline psychology website out there. And this talks about 3 ways your beliefs can shape your reality. Now, the opening begins to talk about how The Secret and the movie The Power and visualization began to change people's perspectives of what beliefs are and how they can affect your life. However, there's a lot of false and misunderstandings and misapplication of sciences, and that's okay. People are trying to get their mind wrapped around things. But right here, your beliefs influence your behavior, number 1. And so this article gives an example. No quantum physics needed here, everybody. If you believe that you are capable, competent, and deserving your dream job, you're probably more likely to notice and seek out opportunities that can help you get there. Let me bring you back there. You see, there's a part of our brain called the reticular activating system, the RAS. Forget about it, all right? You don't need to know the name of it. What's important, though, is that when this part of your brain is active, it notices things, okay? So if someone said to you, from the drive home, from work to home, have you ever seen the pink fire hydrant? Now, this is just an example, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if where you live, if there's a pink fire hydrant. if there's a red fire hydrant or any kind of fire hydrant. However, if someone mentions that to you, and then you have no recollection of seeing that, but now you're going to be on the lookout, that job of that part of the brain I mentioned before, the RAS, its job is to seek out that object, and it will find that object, whether you're consciously focused on it or not. It's the same thing when you hear a new word. You've learned a definition finally, you've heard it once or twice in the very, very recent past, then all of a sudden you hear that word everywhere. If you've noticed that, give me a hands up, give me a thumbs up, give me some likes. If that's ever happened to you, here's another example, same idea. You saw a new car that you've wanted. You saw it on the road. You never saw it before, and then there it was. You saw it. You wanted it. And next thing you know, you start to see the car everywhere. Who has had that example? Let me know. Give me a, say I have, if you've had that example. Type that in so other people can see that they're not alone in feeling, experiencing, perhaps even seeing this phenomena happen in their own life. Who's seen that? Anybody? So with that being said, your brain, when you recognize something is in your environment, something new in your environment, your brain will seek out more of it. This is how all of a sudden you start seeing 1111 everywhere when you learn that what 1111 has to do with. It's very interesting. There's this synchronicity going on in life. I'm just typing in a few questions here. Well, I don't know if I'm spelling that correctly. We'll put that out there. Okay, let's go back to the article. Point number 2 here. Your beliefs influence other people's behavior. Let's take a look at that, all right? Flip this around for Instagram. Right here. Your beliefs can shape your reality, not only by influencing your own behavior, but also by influencing other people's behavior. From close relationship partners to complete strangers. In one case study, male participants were led to believe that a woman with whom they spoke on the phone was either attractive or unattractive. The observers showed that throughout the conversation, women perceived as more attractive came to behave in a more friendly and likable way than those who were perceived as less attractive. Now that's pretty interesting. I gotta tell you, that's really, really interesting. That I don't understand all the way. I gotta tell you, I don't understand how that could possibly work. However, if I were to theorize based on my understanding of quantum physics, based on my experiences with my patients and the weird things that happen to me, and here's the example I want to share with you. I probably have a couple examples for you about how this type of phenomena of what I believe affects your behavior, okay? How could that possibly happen? Have you ever heard of mother's intuition? Okay? Somehow, mom knows the children are doing something that they're misbehaving at. In fact, I had a patient 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, she came in completely upset. Her son got punched in the head on the school bus. Now, that being said, she told me when their son explained to her what happened, of course she got the phone call and all that kind of stuff. When her son explained that happened, she had a horrible, horrible feeling at exactly the same time. Horrible. She had a flash of a story in her mind. She had a feeling in her gut, and she knew something was wrong with her son. Come 35, 45 minutes later, she gets the information from the son's report and from the school. Here's another example for you. And by the way, if you've had this kind of phenomena, just type in I have. Type in I have. Let me know that you're getting the feedback, that you're getting the connection, maybe that you're beginning to understand these phenomena of how there's weird, spooky action at a distance in life's interactions. And we are having greater understanding and therefore greater access to how this actually works. And there's people applying these techniques in healing. I'll share more about that in a moment. So before I move forward, let's go to the same conversation and the same, but a different example. Has anyone out there, and if you have, say I have, type in I have, and let me know. Have you ever gone to a party? You ever walked into a church? You ever walked into someone's house? You ever gone to a business, and you walk in there, and the feeling is wonderful. You just connect with everybody. You resonate with people. You have good conversation right from the get-go, and or vice versa. You walk into one of those possible scenarios, and you've gotten a bad feeling. You've gotten a weird sensation. You got the sensation, oh, I gotta get out of here. See, there are other levels of communication going on in our society, going on in life, between living beings, between humans and other humans, between humans and animals, between humans and insects, between humans and plant life. There are all kinds of weird, interesting phenomena. And the reason I say weird is because we just don't understand what they are. They're not common. They're not commonly talked about in our society, not commonly felt. And so our beliefs impact us. Now, psychology, now I'll go back to the article. And if you're just joining me, let's recap. Hopefully I've come through loud and clear for everybody. I left the microphone, the nice mic, I left it at home, and I'm like a traveling circus sometimes. So I got a lot of bags, and I left one. And we're talking about beliefs today. And we're talking about how beliefs impact our health, our physical health, our physical reality. And I pulled up an article here from Psychology Today, and I went through the first 2 points about how our beliefs impact our health. So let's recap real quick. Number one, your beliefs influence your behavior. And then actually there's a very famous quote that comes to mind right now. It's by Henry Ford. The quote is, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Digest that for a moment. So you've all heard the person that says, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. They're losing all their power. However, when someone says the phrase, I am, I can, I will, or I must, there's a shift in the energy internally. There's a shift in the energy of completion going on, of accomplishment, of I'm going to keep going through regardless of how I feel. Pretty interesting stuff. I remember I've done a lot of mud runs, Tough Mudder, Spartan races, things like this, obstacle course races in my life. And I was for one of the local races I was connected to, I was the staff chiropractor. And I'd be at the race and I'd adjust people during the race. And there was one person that was, we got really friendly over the years, and so he was competing in a much higher level, and he was doing a competition where he had to do all these laps. And I taught him this phrase, I can, I will, I must, I can, I am, I must, I will. I can, I am, I must, I will. I can, I am, I must, I will. I taught him that. And he finished better than he ever finished in any of his races. He said he just continued to repeat that mantra, especially at the toughest times of the race, when his body was hurting the most. And he would say that statement, and it would propel him to completion. It would propel him to continue to push forward. Because if you're a runner, maybe you know these things. If you're not, that's okay. But what happens is you get to a certain point, and your body goes into this exhaustion mode. If you can continue to push yourself through that exhaustion mode, you get increased energy. You get that, what they call it, runner's high. There's all these endorphins and other factors kick in to give the body that boost of energy, and you go beyond what you think your physical capabilities are. Let's go back to the article here. I'll flip you around Instagram. Everybody else is already on board. So part 2, your beliefs influence other people's behavior. Now part 3, and I love how Psychology Today uses the word may, because that's actually, we can scratch that out. Your beliefs do impact your health. And I can say that with confidence because of this woman right here, Dr. Candace Pert, who's now passed away. And she proved that at the DNA level, at the genetic level, our cells, our DNA changes shape based on the emotional experiences that we're going through. There's all these things called within the human body in the bloodstream that the cells pick up, that when they pick up the signal from the body, they then go into a different action. So when you're happy, she demonstrated, so when you have a positive emotion, she demonstrated that the DNA, the mitochondria, I believe it's the mitochondria, but maybe there's another factor that I just had, I'm neglecting to mention right now. But these DNA, they lengthened, they relaxed, and when there was negative emotions, they tightened up and shrunk down. And so her quote here, most psychologists treat the body as disembodied, a phenomenon with little or no connection to the physical body. Conversely, physicians treat the body with no regard to the mind or the emotions. But the body and mind are not separate, and we cannot treat one without the other. This is a primary tenet in my practice. The body and the mind are one, and I often find people's health issues are stuck. There's certain levels of improvement we can attain, but until there's an emotional root uncovered, that many of the problems do not resolve fully. So back to the article, your beliefs may impact your health. That's an absolute yes to that answer. Psychology today it looks like they're walking a fine line, being very cautious how they say things. But I have the research. In fact, I just love to show you the book. I'm not going to read any articles out of here. This is this book right here. I'll show everybody on the stream. Dr. James Chestnut. He has a whole entire program of certifications, something called chiropractic certification for chiropractic wellness practitioners, and this is the whole book, a collection of research demonstrating a science between the nervous system, the immune system, and our emotions. And there's just article after article after article and explanation and details from all kinds of journals and all kinds of scientists. Hardly anybody to do with anything related to chiropractic. And however, people have regulated chiropractic to back pain and neck pain. And that's the way the people who, if you saw the very beginning, the Matrix, the part of the Matrix video that was shown, we are being told to believe certain things that are not based in all reality. They're based in a story that are wanted to believe. Just like if you're in America here, United States of America, you probably learned that Columbus was the first person to the shores. This is not true in any way. However, that was all facts that I had to learn. Who else learned them out there? Anybody? I know I did. Okay, so health and disease are limited by multiple interacting factors. And there's toxins, and there's trauma, and there's socioeconomic status. I'm reading from the article here, so bear with me, Instagram. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so remarkably, in this article cites the research. Remarkably, the more expectation that treatment will be effective can sometimes make it so. Wow, they use the word may. Well, it's an absolutely known fact at this point. Even if that treatment is just a sugar pill, that's right, the sugar pill. It's known as the placebo effect. Well, it says it right here. Look at that. It's known as the placebo effect. Tends to be the strongest for subjective reasons. So the placebo effect in many sciences has been regulated to something of chance and happenstance. The placebo effect is really measuring beliefs. And when someone has a belief that a procedure will work well, the outcome of that procedure tends to be much more positive. Even if it's something that personally I disagree with, personally that I would never do to my body. However, people go in and do these things anyway, believing that there's going to be a positive outcome, and it oftentimes does make that difference. Now, we all have personal experience in things like this, and it has to do with body language, body posture. You know, some people will estimate as high as 95% of communication is nonverbal. So what's doing that 95% communicating? How's that question? Let that soak in for a minute. There's body language, there's facial expressions, there's pheromones, there's these little biochemical, when I say biochemical, what that means is life. Not something created in a lab, not something synthetic. It means real life chemicals, things you'd find in dirt, things you'd find in plants, things you'd find in the human body. There's these tiny, tiny molecules that float around. We call them pheromones, and people pick that up. People pick it up. If you're in the dating scene, you've absolutely been a part of that experience. Whether you're aware of it or not, there's something going on, non-physical. And some people will tell you that there's some type of energetic connection between people, that you can just feel it. I'm telling you, there's a lot of science there. There's a lot of wonderful research. So we are getting close to the end. I dropped a lot of information on people, and I just wanted to share a few other things, and then we're going to talk about some of that weirdness, that quantum weirdness. And I apologize, Instagram, you're not going to be able to see this, probably hear this, unless you go onto the Facebook page of the Transformation Co. That is the partner page to one of my Instagram channels. Okay, so let's take a look here. What were we talking about? Beliefs. Beliefs. So beliefs can affect people at a distance. Beliefs affect, so let's recapping the article here from Psychology Today. Beliefs can influence they do influence your behavior. Beliefs have been shown to influence other people's behavior. And beliefs impact your health. That's a known deal. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna transition here. Hopefully you're getting some value out of this. If you got some value out of this, type in #value. Let other people know this is good. This helps the algorithm. This helps it helps the algorithm connect other people who want to know this information to these type of topics. It helps me and the business grow. It helps me spread the good word of holistic healing. See, your body, all it needs is the ingredients that it requires to function well, and the toxins and the pollution and the wrong thinking and all this type of stuff to be free of it, and the body literally expresses health. I love to tell the story of a woman that a friend of mine was working with, and he did a lot of interesting work, but he also did hypnosis. And he tells a wonderful story about a woman who in her late 50s came to him, and she had tried pretty much most of the major, if not all the major diet plans and eating habits and eating styles, and yet she couldn't lose weight. She tried over and over and over years, many, many years of this, and just yo-yoed up and down, up and down, up and down. And so in the hypnosis session, he found that there was a root cause of all this. And so when this woman, when under hypnosis, revealed that at 3 years old her mother passed away, and quite recently, before her mother passed, there was a very vivid memory from this patient, and she witnessed her mom cooking dinner, and her mom was deathly skinny. And so under hypnosis, it was revealed that this woman who was unable to lose weight in her age, older in her life, had equated skinniness, thinness, to death, because that was very impactful for a young child to have her mom pass away when you're 3 years old. And yet that's that's subconscious. And this is what subconscious does. It remembers it. It categorizes it. It puts it away and plants it in there. And so that way later on in life, you know what to do automatically. And that's the job. It's part of the job of the subconscious. And so this woman, although she wanted to lose weight, she had intentions of losing weight, she took actions to lose weight, her physiology, her body, her physical body, her subconscious, that equation didn't add up, so it didn't happen. In fact, I was working with someone very recently. She'd been doing this cleanse, she'd been doing this purification, and she only lost 5 pounds, where pretty much everyone who's ever done it around her has lost 15 to 20 pounds. And she was really going on about it. So I said, okay, let's dive in. So we actually dove in, and what came up out of it was that she had a fear of being approached by too many men, because when she was younger, she's a beautiful woman. I'll give you that information. She was overly scared of being too attractive for people, and she didn't want the attention and all that attention that comes, that many people that are good looking have this difficulty of being approached all the time, being dogged all the time, being hit up for sex all the time, and that's not what she wanted. She's afraid of it, in fact. fact, she's had some assaults in her past that left her mentally, emotionally scarred. And so we began to find out where her body had these interference patterns in and around her physical body, and I'm not going to explain how that works today. However, she had so much relief at the end of the session. So now I'll have to report back to you in a couple weeks how her weight may or may not have changed. However, I'm expecting very positive things for this lady. We did a deep dive. Okay, so if you're just joining in, thank you. It's Transformation Tuesday, every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. I go live here on these channels. And if you're on Instagram, you're not getting all the live stream feed with the videos and the articles and things like that. And what I'm about to show you now is how we have a program that helps people from a distance. So no matter where you are in the world, you can get help. And this is actually working on what's called your biofuel. And it's working on other energies that influence you and your body's functions and anatomy and thought processes and pretty much life. So let's pull that video up. I'm going to show you this, and I'm very excited to present this to you. We have, looks like 7 doctors committed to this program to be the providers, and this is called Synergy Solutions. And what synergy is, I'll explain this real quick. Synergy is when two things combine to produce a higher ability, okay? So I used to give examples of singers or candlelight, though the most important story that inspired me was horses. And there's a horse, it's the strongest horse known to man. It's known the Belgian draft horse. And one horse can pull about 8,000 pounds. And when they combine 2 horses, they don't pull twice that, they can pull up to 3 times that. That's 24,000 pounds. And now, listen to this. This is really, really cool tidbit. When the doctors know each other and when they train together, they can pull up to 4 times their ability. That's exponential growth, exponential impact. And so what we've been doing in a group of doctors, group of physicians, holistic healthcare practitioners that I work with, that I study with, we've created this platform called Synergy Solutions, where we do a number of professionals that do remote healing, and we're working on the collective of people that are joined into the program, and we help heal whatever can be healed that day, whatever can be facilitated that day, whatever can be released that day is being accomplished. And we're doing this every Wednesday at noon Eastern time. So I'm about to show you the promo. So let's take a look at that. Here we go.
I think when you put on the oil, like I calmed down. I was starting to go into like, what a strange thing this is we're doing. Like, are we doing this right? Like, what's going on? And I was like, man, just let it be.
Gretchen, real quick, tell me about your recent experience.
I feel amazing. I've taken so many deep breaths. I definitely felt a lot of work in my thyroid area, my right jaw, and my left foot that I've been waking up with basically it being a crippled foot. It feels amazing right now. So I'm very blessed and thank you all very much. I feel great.
Yeah.
So check out the Transformation Community.
So tell me about the last 10 minutes. Tell me about your experience, what you were sensing, what you noticed.
Definitely some like tingling in like the third eye area, and sort of some like tight sensations in like my lower back.
The example I love to give is like going to a concert or going to a party, or listening to music with other people. We start to get in the same state of vibration, the same harmony, the same resonance.
The first thing that just popped in my head was not necessarily the same frequency, but harmonic frequencies.
Ah,
If
beautiful.
we're going to be a choir, we can have harmony without being in unison, right? If we have a 150-piece orchestra, we can do some big things.
That's right. And we'll be doing this same time next time, Wednesday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. And I have some intentions and some desires, and I believe it's going to happen. Additional KST doctors will be on board. There'll be additional people on board to continue to have positive personal growth. Okay.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Dr. Kevin. Come back next Tuesday night, 5 p.m. East time, right here at this channel right now. Go to the webpage, drkeving.com. I want to thank my sponsor, Synergy Solutions, the KST Group, Standard Process, MediHerb, all kinds of things. Decode Your Pain. This is how, and Decode Your Pain is the book that describes my personal growth, my personal experiences, and my patient stories. There's like 9 or 10 different patient stories in this book that describe how all this wonderful quantumness works in our life, in our bodies, in our mind. And I hope you can transform to your greatest version, because now is the time to take action. Blessings and best regards. I'll see you next Tuesday.